Hello and welcome to Dave's Super Quick Review. Today we're looking at Triang Caledonian 123. So this is a Caledonian single wheel arrangement 422, designed by Drummond for the Caledonian Railways. It comes here in this splendid blue, also comes in a maroon under the LMS liveries. Only one was ever built in the UK. It was used for pulling the executive saloon, I believe, and is still around. It's on display in Scotland. What's quite good about this is if you're doing a model railway set in Era 5, late British Railways late crest, this will actually go on your layout because it ran tourist trains from 1958 into the 60s. So if you're doing a late British Railway crest and you fancy having an Era 2 train on your layout, you can have this, and it's prototypical. That's if you're a rivet counter. If you're not, go ahead and get it. It just looks good anyway. So as you can guess, this is by Triang, so it's old and is very light on features and detail. You could enhance it a little bit by getting some gold paint and picking out some of the pipework that's part of the bodywork. But other than that, the lining's quite nice, and the colour really stands out. A lovely blue. On this particular one, you can see it's starting to show its age. You can see lines there that mark out where the transfers were applied, but I'm not too worried about that. This one cost £55 in total. So underneath the body is an old Triang motor. It's similar to the XO4s, if you're familiar with those, where it's a magnet sandwiched between two pieces of metal with the core in between those as well. I took this apart, cleaned it up. It was in relatively good condition, so I cleaned it up using rubbing alcohol. That done the trick. Oiled all the parts, put it back together. It was very simple to take apart, very simple to put together, nice, easy to maintain. That's one of the things I like about these old locos. The base keeper plate was a bit fiddly to take off to start with, but once I got the knack of it, it was okay. I'll just turn it upside down for you. So you can see there's a few screws there, and the tricky bit was that this pin here is soldered to a wire on the side, and that just makes getting the plate off a little bit tricky. But once it's off, the wheels come out. They've got brass cogs and worm drives on them, so they're very easy to clean. The only thing I'd say is the rubbing alcohol was very effective, but unlike other locos in my collection, it will actually strip the red paint off of the body, and it will take the blue paint off the wheels. So if you're using that, you do need to be very careful not to get it on the wheels. If you do get it on the wheels, just make sure that you don't touch it, let it dry, and then it will be fine. Fortunately, I discovered this just by getting a little bit underneath there, got a bit on my finger, noticed, and then I was like, well, okay, it's happened in a place that I won't see it, so that's fine. Performance wise, it's incredibly good. So I'll turn the controller up and you'll hear the motor go, and it can do a very good crawl. Unfortunately, because of its age, this has magnetized wheels. If you look carefully, you can see there's a magnet there that is magnetizing these wheels. I think this is nickel track from Pico, so the magnet doesn't work at all on this. On other older Hornby track, including some of the modern stuff, the magnetism does work. So you do get a little bit of wheel slip, but it's not really a problem. One thing to bear in mind, that this is effectively an 040, because you only have pickup from here and here. That's it. It does pick up both sides, however, because it picks up through the chassis and then through wiper contacts on the other side. So despite its age, it does have good pickup for the wheels that it has, but it's obviously limited by the wheels that it's got. This does cause an issue on the points though, so when I move it forward onto the points, there we go, it cuts out. So one of the problems with you running this on, this is a streamline track. I don't know if it's the size of the flanges or just the width between the wheels, but it does get stuck here on the frog. If it's going at speed, it just bounces straight over, it doesn't derail, it's quite good. So if I take it back and give it a bit of a run up, there, it's fine. There we go, let's bring it back. Okay, that didn't go so well. So obviously if you're using streamline track, because this is an older model with chunky wheels, it may not be suitable for that. I'm fortunate enough to have this down on the floor, which is using the old Hornby stuff, so it does work okay with this. Although it should be noted that even with the Hornby set track, there is still a bit of a bump there, but you see it rise up slightly on the frog. But overall, it's a very pretty loco, very nice to look at. Runs really well. The only issue is with the frogs, so obviously if you don't have the right track for that, then it's one to avoid unless you're going to put it on display. But if you've got older track, then thumbs up, it's all good, and the magnetism works really well as well. I really like that feature, because I absolutely loathe traction tyres and I have removed them from several locos already. I hope you found that useful.